Michigan. Went to the Salisbury School. Usually you would see Anthony Gabriel there, but he is out, unavailable in this game. Going early there is when Albany visited Charlottesville, that one being a 16-10 win for the Cavaliers. Whitney got the start then as a freshman. Until this year, Ben Smith came in, and it was a battle for the job between a freshman and a sophomore, and the freshman came out of it, and they were in close games with him in net, but he came down with the flu, so Whitney comes in for him. Duke now playing in his junior year in some different colors in the ACC, and they look good on him. Is now very quickly, they'll give it right back, and that's CJ Schwartz. He's been used saw a lot of runs from the box as a midfielder last year, and it's only because of how good that Virginia attack was. Like I said, not just good, generational. Having the off now to the Great Danes. So we keep an eye on CJ Schwartz. This time sees Greenspan, who's getting back-to-back looks at the X. Schwartz wins it back clean to himself, has to complete it. Millen getting on the ride. Breaks through that with ease. Schwartz. Greenspan's 1 for 2. He gets another shot here. Tie up, and they're gonna catch him with a hold. Greenspan just got tied up and fell over of CJ Schwartz. Now we'll go back to Henry Metz, the sophomore. CJ Schwartz has been locking it down at the face-off dot for the Great Danes, who will take it there. Bull rush from Metz. And it is another face-off violation going again. Those skip passes for Millen right now have been on the dot. They haven't always worked out, but right now he's got an assist. I believe that was to Truett Sunderland, and then he had the helper. Ball movement is going to do you so much good, and right there, Truett Sunderland picks up a second. And Virginia spreading the ball well right now. 4 different goal scorers on a step down. Gets it done in a lot of different ways. Millen and Sunderland and company getting a rest right now, so some different names on the attacking end. Who's allowed 3 goals and has 3 saves. He's 500, and actually it's the same on the other end too. Landon Whitney is 500. Allowed 6 goals, but he's got 6 saves. Face-off one backwards. Ground ball, Silas Richmond getting swarmed by 2. He's had his work cut. And unlucky there as well. I think that was Mac Till who lost his stick for Virginia, which allowed even more space for Palom, the sophomore, to free up and rip it on Nunes. Face-off win now for Virginia. Millen stepped down low. Whitney was ready, meeting him where he was. 8 saves now for Landon Whitney. Top of him, but Virginia exploits it with the takeaway, and that's why you always get immediately right on the ride. There's CJ Schwartz getting a much-needed win and possession. Yeah, offenses, you got Menke, who's come out of the box. Ryan Colsey came out of the box last year. Menke and Colsey are both attackmen by trade. So you have an offense in Virginia that a lot of players can play 360 degrees around the cage. Step down, Nunes eats it in the chest. Or take away Doherty, Richmond, and Marquis. They decide that they want to take those 3. Galco capitalizes and gets on the board. The long pull picks up his first goal of the season. And another flag going against Virginia. It was a good try from Mankey, trying to create something with the low angle. That angle's completely cut off by Whitney. Good positioning, but does the work to get the ground ball back, get it over to Colsey, who can then work goal line extended and finish in front. Even draws the contact with it. 10-5 right now. Nick Kloss here with you. Albany taking on Virginia in a nice midweek matchup in the college lacrosse landscape. Appreciate you joining us. 5 right now. Nick Kloss here with you. Albany taking on Virginia in a nice midweek matchup in the college lacrosse landscape. Appreciate you joining us. Here's Silas Richmond, bound to be one of the top just moving off ball and trying to find quick trigger shots. One-on-one dodging hasn't favored them too often in this matchup, especially with how well Virginia has slid. Their help defense has been really good. Millen low and Stev Pretty to get a high bouncer right under the bar. Great check from Metz. Almost takes it away on a clean win from CJ Schwartz, who's having a great game. Breaks it past Nunes, and the closest it's been in a pretty long time. To be exact, 5:30 left in the second quarter, so over a whole quarter has passed since we've had a 2-goal. First win over Virginia ever. Right now, the series is 2-0, and one of those came years ago, back in 2000. Skip and a great finish from Walsh to put it low against Whitney, who's been on fire trying to extinguish his flame. Metz fighting for a face-off win, and it's last touch by Virginia. Jacob Smith takes possession. Both these will get this final face-off. And the what is that in the middle?